which how you can create APIs for some websites and how you can check. I also reply that. If you have any question, you can ask in chat box. Okay, that's good, Shiva. If you understand everything, have you tried anything else besides my code? SNS is used, Shreya, SNS is used for visualization. And sklearn is a library which includes your machine learning algorithm. So that's a different. SNS is a visualization library, whereas your sklearn is the that library from which your machine learning algorithms can be used. So that's why we are learning sklearn.
Okay,
If you can import, yes, ma'am.
ma'am, I think you can start with your presentations and the session. The participants will keep on joining. So
Okay, ma'am.
it's over to you, ma'am. You can start as per your.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, I'll start then. Good morning, everyone. Okay, let's start today's session. If you don't have any problem, if you don't have any queries, otherwise you can ask in between or after this session also. Okay, because for today's topic we have NLP, that is our natural language processing, right? So do you have any idea about NLP? Type yes or no. Do you have any idea about NLP? Good morning, Shivam. Yes, type yes or no. Okay, no. Okay, what about others? Okay, okay. So no one is having idea about NLP, so don't worry because we will do with the case study also. Today, जो मैं इतने टाइम से बोल रही हूँ that we have an email, how Gmail find out whether it's a mail or a ham. So what you आज हम वही करके देखेंगे whether it's a spam mail or it's a mail. So वो किसकी help से होता है? With the help of NLP, right? So I'll explain first what is NLP. NLP is your natural language processing. Now, as natural language for communication, we need a language. Like this, we are doing communication. So for communication, we need some language over there. And how language is built? Language is built with the help of the alphabets. If we are communicating in English language, then we have the alphabets from A to Z, and we combining the alphabets, we have the sentences, because words are formed with the help. Yeah, so these are the sentences which can form from the words. So your language includes alphabets and the sentences, your words that is include in your language. So that is our human language, how we can communicate with each other. Because if I want you to be understand what we are doing, so we are communicating, so there is need to be communicate. So that's why अब machine के साथ भी क्या है, we are learning machine learning algorithm. So we want that our machine should also learn our language, that is our English language. Earlier I said you that our machine learning algorithms are working on numerical data. Then how can I say that your English language can be understood by your computer or your machine? As you know, you already have the example of Alexa and that Siri and every speech recognition. Because we are speaking in English language, then how they can understand? Have you give any thought about that? That how they are understanding our English language and how they are processing? Do you know idea about them? Type yes or no in a chat box. Okay, what about others? Okay, no. Okay, so tell me, do you want to? Okay, that's okay. Maybe using the frequency. Frequency would be one parameter, Shivam, but not we say that only the frequency we are using. Okay. So have you ever thought about that? Maybe we should build a product like Alexa. Have you ever thought about that? That we should do some speech recognition, because if they build it, so it's easy for you. Okay, that's good, Shivam, because it's your curiosity that you want to do something. So have you given idea that how we can make that? Have you studied that, Shivam? Yeah, just type. Yes, speech to text. Okay, yes, that is good. Now you can see in language the sentences which we are forming, because in every language the communication which we are using with the help of the language, we have certain rules, and certain rules are come from the grammar, right? So we have a grammar in English, also in Hindi language. So we are doing with we have the rules, we have to follow the rules for good communication. So for that we have the grammar. So, taking 21st century, because we are having a lot of data, right? So that's why big data came into limelight. But we will not discuss big data because we are discussing NLP. Now, why I'm talking about big data? Because there are three types of data, that is structured, unstructured, and semi-structured. But we will talk about only structured and unstructured data now, because okay, tell me, do you understand what is your structured data? Do you know what is structured and unstructured data? Type yes or no. Okay, what about others? Okay, Shremana, that's good. Okay, okay, I guess. Okay, Shiva Mora is saying sorted data. That's not necessary to be sorted. If structured data, okay, that's good. Some know, mostly don't know what's it. I'll explain what is structured and unstructured data. Your structured data is your, which is in the form of the table, right? You have the columns and the rows, which you can differentiate between them. And your unstructured data, the messages you are typing, because nowadays we have different social medias. We have Facebook Messenger, we have Instagram, we have WhatsApp. On that, and on which we are doing chat. Okay, we are sending SMS, we are sending mailbox, chat box. So these are the unstructured data. So we can say that, and the images, the voice messages, these come under your unstructured data. So how we can use unstructured data to derive some useful information? So I'll give you one good example of that, because if we are searching something, because okay, let's take an example on Flipkart or on some shopping website. You are searching for a particular dress or particular footwear, and you don't find it good or you find it costly. So what you do, you don't purchase at that time. And when you open your Facebook and your Instagram and your everything, you get the notification, right? You get the same ad on that, that you can buy this one also, you can get the alternative of this one also. And if you don't purchase it for 2 or 3 days, they will provide you also the coupon or the discount, so that you can buy it. So what's the processing over this, how Facebook and my Instagram knows that I'm searching for that particular product? So how this is working, have you that idea? ऐसा कभी हुआ है आपके साथ that you are searching for a particular product and you get the same idea from, okay, Shivam is saying there's a cookie and the cache. Not okay, tell me then how cookie and the cache you're searching on your phone and you get the same on your laptop also. Okay, Kalpana is saying cookie. That's not the right answer. Cookie can be one of that, but not actually the main part is the cookie. Okay, Tushar, yes, and tell me what's the idea. Okay, okay, that's happened too with all of among like all of you, I guess. Okay, you're saying it's a synchronization with our email ID. Yes, that can be happen. It can be synchronization with our email ID. Yes, let's say it with login. Okay. Yeah, first is yes, you are right. It's like this. You are synchronization with the email ID also. And there are a lot of things which are happening with them. Okay. Uh, yes, synchronization with Google. So there are a lot of things because they are getting our data, because they are storing our data, because you have, if you have visit one website and they have your email ID or because they have your data. So what they do, they analyze your data, and on the basis of analysis, they have given you the recommendation also. Yes, it can access on multiple devices and share it all. That's why how they are doing it. All right. So we have a lot of unstructured data, your SMS, your emails, your WhatsApp chat, your Instagram chat. So and the promotion also for digital marketing, we are using these platforms also, right? So how NLP is used? NLP is used here for analyzing what actually user wants to tell. Okay, because from analyzing what user wants to buy, if I apply a machine algorithm or some algorithm to that, I may know that what recommendation I have to give to that user. All right. So that's how NLP came into this for the unstructured data. Now we will see how we can use NLP in this. Okay, let's do first what is text mining. So your text mining or the text analytics, we can say that it is the process of deriving some meaningful information from the natural language text. Just like I told you, we have unstructured data in many forms. So what I want to derive, because I want my algorithm to work properly to give analysis so that I can increase my business. So for that, I have to derive some meaningful information like what you want to buy, what are you purchasing, and what color. So some qualities or some parameters like that. So that's called text analytics or text processing. Okay. And in machine learning, which is particular working on your numeric data, but if you want to work on your text data, that is your string data, what you have to do, you have to include your NLP library. All right, so I hope this is clear to you that why we are doing NLP, right? Is this clear? Yes, is this clear till now? Type yes or no that what is NLP and why we are doing it. Okay, that's great. Okay, that's great. Now, as you know, as text mining, we have seen that is refers to the process of deriving high information from the text. All right, because we have to derive high quality information. So from text mining combining with the NLP, our overall goal is to essentially turn our data, which is in the text form, for analysis with the help of the applications of the natural language processing. Right. So what are the applications from where we can use NLP? So over here, uh, just wait. Yeah. So overall, we can say that yes, you can see that NLP is the subfield of a computer science and artificial intelligence, which is concerned with the interactions between the computers and the human. Mainly with the human natural languages, that is the English string, which is in the form. So NLP is used to apply machine learning algorithms to your text and the speech. So if you want to work to your text and the speech using the machine learning algorithm, so we can done with the help of our NLP library, that is natural language processing. All right. So you can see over here in artificial intelligence, in we have computer science, in human languages we have the NLP. So for example, we can use the NLP to create systems like speech recognition, document summarization, machine translation. Can you give me one example of machine translation? Yes, can anyone give me one example of machine translation? Yes. If you don't have any idea, just type no. Machine translation. Okay. Now have you see when we visit, yes, it's a Google Translate, because when we see visit some website, just like I'm applying some course in Italy or in Europe, right? So when I visit that website, because they have a website in their language, and when I open that website, Google Translation will work, and it will ask whether you want to see the website in their native language. That is, we have two options over that on the top of my website, which is in the form of pop-up box. You can see your two options over there. First is their native language, for example, German, and second is English. So they gave you two examples, either English or German. So when you click on German language, what will do? Your whole website will translate into your German language, and if you click on English language, your whole website will translate into your English language. So that's how Google Translate will work. That is we called machine translation. That's how your machine translation work. And again, this is done with the help of your NLP. And another application for your NLP. Okay, is it understood by everyone? Type yes or no. What is machine translation? Okay. Shreya, what is one? One is true. So I guess yes. Okay, that's good. We have 94 participants, and I guess only 20 and 30 are replying. What about others? You don't want to reply? Today is the last session, so it should be more interactive. Okay, that's good now. Okay, we have a machine translation, and another application we have is spam detection. And today we do spam detection. I'll give you data also, and how we can do spam detection. We'll see that. And we have question answering, and we have autocomplete. Have you see the feature autocomplete in your Gmail? When we are typing some mail, so it will give yes, yes. I guess everyone has saw that. Yes. So that is also example of your NLP, how your machine learning works. Okay. So that's very good. Now I hope you have idea where NLP is using, right? So from here we'll see what is the basic structure of our NLP application. So here you can see that it is our NLP layer. Here we have a smartphone. So most of our smartphones, we have a speech recognition over that. So here is our NLP layer, that is our natural language. So it is connected with the two modules. That is, first is the knowledge base, and second is the data storage. So it is the source file, that is the data from where it is coming, and the second one is data storage, that is the interaction history and the analytics. The analytics which we derive from the sources, it is connected with the NLP layer, and according to that it will work from the analytics, and it will provide you the solution how you can use that particular problem for that particular solution. What's the problem? We have the problem. Okay, so this is the basic structure of our NLP application. So I already told you application of NLP. There are some few applications of NLP over here. First is sentimental analysis. Do you know what is sentimental analysis? Type yes or no. Okay, that's good. Then we will not discuss in detail, because sentiment analysis, I hope, okay, some are saying no. Okay, that's okay. I'll explain. Don't worry about that. Sentimental analysis is like the emojis which you are doing, which you are expressing the emotions with the help of the emojis. What does it mean? So when It's the sentiment, what's the writing which you are doing, the string. So what does it mean? What analyze we have got from the message? So that is called sentiment analysis. And we have another feature of chat box also. For I'll give you my yesterday example also, because I was doing one project of website. So what I want to do, I want to purchase one website from GoDaddy. I want to purchase domain. Okay. So when I was purchasing some domain, it was not processing my credit card. So for that, what I have done, there was a chatbot option over there for the chat. So they automatically generated. It will ask the question. So that was a or the chatbot that if you have the query, you can type the query, and if chatbot can reply, they have a limited questions and answer for that. If they will go according to that, they will reply it. And for example, if on my website I also want some chat box. For example, if you are visiting my website, so the first message is when you just click on my website or visit my website, you get hi, can I help you? So these type of, and you can say yes, I want to visit this page, or you want search for something. So my chatbot, instead of a person I want to need for that, chatbot is helping me with the client. So that's how, that is also done again with the help of your NLP. That is how chatbot is working. And we have seen that speech recognition. I already told you we have a different speech recognition. We have Siri, we have Cortana, and machine translation. We have done that. What is machine translation? That is your Google translation. And there are also some libraries. So these are the ideas for you for your project. If you want to do some project, if you have to submit, then you can build one application from this also. And one I'll cover today, that is your email spam checking. So you can get idea from that, and I'll help you. Don't worry about that. So we have spell checking. If you want to checking the spelling of your paragraph or anything, then it can also be used as an application. And information extraction, keyword search, and advertisement matching. This is very popular, advertisement matching, because if you see one advertisement in your corner, and if you click on that, you will see another type of recommendation advertisement in your Facebook or in your social media. So that's how your NLP will work. Okay. So I hope you have the basic idea how NLP will work. Now we'll go to the practical part, because you have to install one library for that. Otherwise, it will take time. So we will see over that. So just type in your Anaconda prompt. Just type your import NLTK. Pip install NLTK. Now we are discussing about NLP and what is NLTK. Okay, let me come into that. Your natural language toolkit. Okay, your NLTK is the Python library which we are using today for our NLP session, and that's the name with the NLTK. Okay, it will display in your screen in just a bit. Wait for that. Yeah, now here you can see that. What you have to do, just open your Anaconda prompt and just type pip install NLTK. Yes, everyone should write, and if you face any difficulty, just tell me. I'll type the command in the chat box also, so you can use over that. Okay, good, Tavish, if you done that, because it's very easy, there you will not get any difficulty. Pip install NLTK. This is Natural Language Toolkit. All right. Okay, that's good, Chirag. Yes, tell me, has everyone done that? If you have done that, just okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's great. Okay, done. That's great. Okay, now let's discuss some theory of your NLP, because there are many errors you can got from then, and the syntax error, what are they? Let's discuss that, then we'll move to our practical session. So there are two components for our NLP, for our natural language processing. First is natural language understanding, because you should have idea, you should understand the language first in which you have to communicate. And second is the natural language generation, then you have to generate the analysis which you are derived from that. And as you can see in natural language understanding, what we are doing, we are mapping input to the useful representation. Okay. So here we are analyzing different aspects of the language, what the different aspects of we have the language. So we have to understand what is happening in the string, or what the user is saying. Okay. And in the natural language generation, what happened, we what we'll do first is text planning, then the sentence planning, and the text realization. Now how we do it, we'll explain in our practical session, but just remember we have two components, that is our natural language understanding and the natural language generation. And among them, natural language understanding is quite tough, because if we take our English language also, in understanding we have various ambiguity. Okay, so let's take example of our English language. We have a three ambiguity, just like lexical, syntactic, and referential. So first of all, in lexical ambiguity, what I have, for example, if I have a word and it has a double meaning, or two or three meanings of a same word, then what can I refer to? I don't understand. As you can see in the example, if my word is, English word is, she is looking for a match, then what does you mean by a match over here? Is she looking for a partner, or she is looking, or is she watching a cricket match or a football match? Can you tell me what is the match over here? Cricket match, football match, or she is looking for a partner? So we don't know. So there is an ambiguity in this. Same example goes with the fisherman. We are saying the fisherman went to the bank. If it is a fisherman, then maybe it go to the river bank. But if he has to withdraw some money, or it actually wants to go some bank for withdraw money, then it can also be this bank. So what bank over here? Whether it's a river bank or it's a money bank. So what the bank is over here? So there is an ambiguity in English also. So the same ambiguity we have in the machine language also, in which we are processing. So just observe this ambiguity, and we have another ambiguity, that is your syntactic ambiguity. Now here the sentence, your whole sentence is having two or more meanings. So you don't understand what your sentence is saying. For example, we are saying that chicken is ready to eat. Now, what does it mean the chicken is ready to eat? Whether your chicken is ready, मतलब कि आपने खाना चिकन बना लिया है, अब आप ये रेडी हो खाने के लिए, या जो चिकन है आपके पास उसको खाना खिलाना है, वो रेडी है खाने के लिए. So what does it mean that? So again, we don't know. So that's the ambiguity we have. So also we have, so if ambiguity we have in the English language, हम अपनी machine को कैसे समझाएंगे? Then how we can make our machine to learn our language if we have ambiguity in these languages also. So what we have to do, we have to remove this ambiguity. We don't have to include. Why we are discussing this ambiguity? Because we have to remove this ambiguity to make a machine take proper action, to proper analysis, so that we don't know about, so that it should give accurate result. It will not include this ambiguity. So for example, again in syntactic we have another example, visiting relatives can be boring. Now either relatives can be boring, or second option is that if we go to visit to relatives home, either they can be there be boring. So what does it mean? So there are two meanings for that. So that is called syntactic ambiguity. And let's take one example of referential ambiguity. Now referential is we don't know whom he refers. For example, you can see the example over here. The boy told his father the theft. Okay. And he was very upset. Now, who is he over here? The boy, the father, or the theft? Do you know who is he over here? So it's a referential ambiguity when we don't know whom we are referencing. So these the ambiguity which you have to remove from your natural languages. That's why we have learned, because we have ambiguity over here in natural language. So we also have to remove these kind of ambiguity when we are learning our machine, when we have to learn our machine about the algorithms, about the NLP, right? So let's move further. Yeah, we have discussed we have an NLTK. Okay, so let's and there are some terminologies which basically are used in NLTK. Okay, till far have you understood everyone? Is everyone is having doubt, because now our practical session is starting? Just type yes or no. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. Okay, so first step of NLP. So these are some steps which you have to follow in your NLP. Your first step is your tokenization. Now, what do you mean by tokenization? I guess you should know that you maybe know what is token in C language. Yeah, do you guys know what is? Yes, do you know now? That is the process tokenization. That what you have to do, you have a complex sentence and you have to break it into words. Okay, so we should understand the importance of each word with respect to the sentence, and we should produce a structural description on the input sentence. So that's why first step in NLP is your tokenization. We will divide our sentence or our paragraph into words. All right. So how you can do that? First, you can see over here, I have a string which is, yes, Shreyas, it is word of sentence into number into in form of dictionary. Okay. We can say that, and okay, you can see my screen over here. I have a string. Tokenization is the first step in NLP. So how can you divide into a token? So see the next screen over here, I have divided into a token and I have divide my statement into a word. So take each word and take it as a token over here. Token is the first step in the, as we can say that in the NLP. So right, have you got idea what is the tokenization over here? Type yes. Okay, that's good. Now, okay, that's good. Let's just open our Anaconda now, because we will implement first tokenization. Each step we are doing, we'll implement it then first. First of all, in your sheet, just write import NLTK. सबका import हो गया NLTK? Has everyone done that? Okay, that's good then. So first step we achieved, we have imported the NLTK. Now I have sent you in the chat box one paragraph. Just and whole paragraph, just store it into the text variable. Just do that. So you have error in importing. What's error you are getting? Tell me the error. Okay, which platform you are using, Chavi? You are not using Anaconda? Okay, you are using Anaconda. Okay, just write command in your Anaconda. I'm typing the command for you. Just run that command first. Yeah, just run this command in Anaconda, not in your that prompt. You don't need to run this command in prompt. Just read it over here in Jupyter Notebook. Okay. Then shall we? Okay, have you done over here? Text तक हो गया सबका? Shall we continue? Okay, that's great. Now what I have to do, I have to create a tokens. Now I gave you this paragraph. What I have to do, where after full stop there is a new line which is starting. So what I want to do first, I want to tokenize into a according to line. So what I want to do, I want to differentiate the sentences, not the first words. All right. So what we are doing over here, first I am creating a sentence variable over here, and I'm using in NLTK. I am using one function with the name of sent underscore tokenize, and this is the library. This is the function which is used for आपका टोकन्स करने के लिए टू डिवाइड योर स्ट्रिंग इनटू अ टोकन्स. बट हम यहाँ पर स्ट्रिंग को कौन से टोकन्स में डिवाइड कर रहे हैं? सेंटेंस में. सो सेंट मीन सेंटेंस टोकन. तो आपके पैराग्राफ को व्हाट आई वांट टू डू, आई वांट टू डिवाइड इट इनटू अ सेंटेंस. So that's why I have used library sentence underscore token. That's why I have used this function, and I'm just passing my string over here, and you can see that when I'm printing my sentence now, because I have used sentence, you can see over here my output is the 3 lines over here, and I have put break because I want after each statement there should be a next line. So you can see the space over here also, because I want that. So it is done with the help of this print. So what I have done, I have the paragraph, I have divided into a sentences. Okay, so we have sentences, 3 lines over here, as you can see the output. Everyone is getting the output? Type yes or no. Okay. Kushi is getting. What about others? Is everyone getting the output? Okay. Kernel is not connecting, Bhavya. If you are getting the error, start your kernel and run. Go over here, see my screen, go to kernel, restart कर दो उसको, restart it. It says PUNKT not found. Okay, Nimrat, I'll check what you have. Okay, I'll scroll up. Yeah, Nimrat, is it fine now? Bhavya, just try to open another, just create another file for Anaconda. Just create that and try into that. Yeah, run this nltk.download. We'll gonna done that also. If you are facing difficulty over here, okay, we can do one thing. Okay, you are getting the same error, Aman. Okay, just wait. I'll show something so you can do that. Okay, no problem. Resource not found. Okay, you are having the same error. Okay, just go from here. Just okay, don't worry if you are getting the error. Don't worry, don't worry. We are installing. If you are getting, everyone is getting the error. See the steps over here. Just first, what you have to do, pip3 install NLTK. So the first step which you have to do in your Anaconda, just first run this. If you have already installed it, if you have already, then don't need, but I will prefer you to just run if you already installed it also, so that it will show you if there is any other thing which you want to do. Okay, so just run this command first, and after that right over here, import OS, that is operating system, import NLTK, import nltk.corpus. Just import these three libraries and tell me if you are getting the error or not. Okay, Shrey, हो गया? Okay, यहाँ तक everyone has done that till here. Type yes or no. Okay, if everyone has done till here, then what you have to do, just write this command also. Okay, Bhavya, let's just wait for a bit because I'll show my previous code also, because they are getting error. So I want to include some libraries. That's why they are getting some error. Okay, now next, what you have to do, you have to include this one. Don't write import OS now. Just write from underscore underscore future, then underscore underscore import print function. Just write this line over here, and after that, just write nltk dot download. I'll remove this one so that you don't get confused. Yeah, just execute these three commands. I'll explain you, but just starting executing these three commands first. Yes, tell me, has everyone executed these three commands? Type yes or no.
Yeah.
Okay, it's downloading. Okay. Okay, done. Okay, okay, doing. Nimrat is doing. It will take some time because we are downloading data. Because we are downloading data from that. Okay, Sejal, it's downloading. No problem. It will take time. Let's wait for that. Okay, no problem. Should we wait or should I continue? Yes, tell me, should I? Okay, I should wait. Panshu is saying okay. Okay, I'll wait. Don't worry. Okay, Vishal, good, it's done. What about others? Okay, Shiva, that's good. You have done it. Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay, downloading. Okay, Tanish, don't worry. We'll wait. Okay, still running. Okay, Nimrat, don't worry. Tamanna, I'll write the command for you in chat box from and import. Just copy and paste that. Maybe you have done some error. Okay, Shivam, no problem. There is one more project which you can do is like your movie review. We can say that because we have some titles or we can have some dialogues from the movie and you want to say whether it's a positive or a negative. That's a movie review project. Okay, that's good, Maya. Yeah, that's also you can do that profanity check. That's a very good. Okay, you have done it before. Yes, that's good. If you have done it, yes, yes, Shreyas, you can do that. So you guys are interested in this field. That's a very good feedback that you are interested in this field. Okay, shall we continue now? Shall we start? Okay, that's good. I'm starting now. Now you can see that over here from NLTK we have downloaded this much of data. Okay, so I'll explain first these lines. Uh, for here we are importing there is one library operating system. So for that my operating system wouldn't crash or because there are some libraries which will work with the OS. So that's why I have installed importing that library. And another is my NLTK. And in NLTK, I have one library corpus. From that, I have to download this data. You are getting your popular data and all the files that is already which is stored in NLTK library. I want to download that data and use that data for my project also. Instead, you are getting data from your Kaggle or from any other website. You can also get the data for your testing purpose or for learning purpose from your NLTK. So they have one library in that which is with the name of corpus. So that's why we have written nltk.corpus over here. And you can see over here in this nltk.download, we are providing the popular. So I want to what I want to do, I want to download popular data from here. So I am downloading this data popular over here with the help of the NLTK. And I want to print what I want to print. I want to, with the help of the operating system, I want to the list directory. This is if you know that your Python is more of like your Linux. If you have worked on Linux, are you familiar with Linux? Type yes or no. Okay, that's great, Dipanshu. Yes. If you are okay, that's great then. If you are familiar with the Linux, because in that what we have done, we have that list directory, that is ls command over here, and in that command. So from here in operating system, I'll go to my that operating system. I'm telling him that what you have to do, list directory. Okay, and in that directory, what you have to do in NLTK in data file, what you have to do, you have to find a file with the name corpora, which is again from the corpus. All right, so I want to file this file and I want to print the content of this file. So do you understand this command, print os.list directory? Yes or no? Okay, that's good then. Okay, now here you can see the contents over here. We have the white screen over here. This is the output of the print line. It is the white print line output which you are seeing. They have the data you can see over here is 10bug.zip, inaugural.zip, movie review. You also have a movie review over here, Shakespeare.zip. So we have a plenty of data, even Twitter underscore samples.zip. So we have a plenty of data from we can use for the testing purpose, right? So what you have to do, okay, I just print this command again. I want to find the text file. I just want to find what are the text file I am having in my corpus so that I can analyze them. So for finding the text lines, you have the command nltk dot corpus dot Gutenberg, okay, dot file IDs. This is the command for finding your text file in your corpus. Okay, so this is I'm saying that to him that in NLTK you have to go to the corpus folder, and in corpus folder there is one another folder which is only for your text file, that is Gutenberg. Okay, and in that you have to call the function file IDs because I want to the name of the file. So that's how we are running. So have you got the output of this command? Just type yes or no. Okay. So I hope everyone is getting the output over here. Okay, that's good then. Now what I want to do, I want to tokenize my let's say example of Shakespeare Hamlet. So there was a drama, there was a Shakespeare have a play written with the name of Hamlet. Okay, so let's open that file, and what we have to do, what I have done, I have created one variable Hamlet and I'm calling that function. Now if I want to tokenize into, so I want to separate into words, so I can do that with the help of NLTK dot again corpus. Again, what you have to do, you have to go into the Gutenberg, and now what I want, instead of file, now what I want words from there instead of fields, because I want to separate it into tokens. So here I have written words over here, and here you have to write the file name. As you can see over here, we have the file Shakespeare Hamlet.txt, or either you can take Shakespeare Caesar.txt or anything which you want. So I have taken Shakespeare Hamlet.txt. Just copy that name and just write the variable and execute the command. And in output you can see, yes, you can see over here, but that we have divided this line, we have divided this paragraph into tokens in the form of single words. Okay. Just type this command. Okay, I'll copy this command for you in chat box so you can directly paste that. Yeah. Now tell me the output. Did you get the output? Just type yes or no. Okay. Dipanshu, what's the error? Okay, that's good if almost everyone is getting output, because just one person is saying no, that's no problem. We'll solve that problem also. OS error, Kalpana, then uh, just import. Did you import OS or not? Because you have to import OS library also. Did you import that or not? Okay, you have. Okay, Dipanshu, you're also getting the OS error. Just write command pip3 install OS. Just use that command also. Okay, I hope because okay, that's everyone is getting answer. Just one or two is saying. Okay, then we'll continue then. Now what I want to see the 500 words of this of this play. Okay, of this text file. I want to read 500 words. So for that, what I have done, I have used for loop for that, and I have assigned that only I want to see 500 words, and I print word over here. You can see this is the code which I have used, and as you can see, uh, this is my line which you can see over here. If you want to read any text file, okay, The Tragedy of a Hamlet by William Shakespeare, 1599. So this was the play, or this was written by the William Shakespeare, and this is the story for that. So the text file, if you want to see, okay, I'll explain 7th block, Vishakha, no problem. Now see over here, Vishakha, I've already told you there in NLTK we have a corpus because we have downloaded this data from the corpus. And in corpus we have Gutenberg, that is from where your text files are stored. So in Gutenberg, what you have to do, the files they are having, you have to read in the form of the words. Okay, so words meaning that you have to tokenize them. And I am also passing one file over here. I have passing one file name with the Shakespeare Hamlet. So if I am passing this file over here, what it will do? First, it will go to your NLTK file, NLTK library, then it corpus library, and in this, it will find this file Shakespeare-hamlet.txt. It will find this file, and in that, what it will do? It will change it, convert it into tokens, that is into form of words. So I have given words over there that you have to separate each line, your whole paragraph, your whole text file, and your words form, that is your tokenization word. Okay, so I have just printed that variable in which I have stored that value, so you can see the output over here. So Vishakha, is it clear now? Okay. I hope this is clear now. Now, let's take, you can write anything. I have taken one variable. Now earlier what I have shown you that जो inbuilt libraries हैं, inbuilt उसी में से ही we are using one text file, and we are using the text file to tokenization. Now I have my own data. So this is my own data which I have written about artificial intelligence, and what I am doing, I have just stored in the variable AI. Now I want to divide it into a token, right? Now, if I want to divide it into a token, that is your word format. So what you have to do, so see over here. No, it's not necessary. Just try without that. Should I copy artificial intelligence paragraph for you, or you will write anything about yourself? Just tell me. Should I write copy? Okay, I'll copy for you, Rakesh. Okay, I'll copy. Okay, no problem. Yeah, just assign it to one variable. First, what you have to do, assign one variable AI and just copy that. And in next, what you can do, if I want to see what is my variable, it is of type string. So here you can see the output over here. यहाँ तक सबका हो गया type of AI तक. Then we'll do tokenize. Okay, Kushagra, that's good. What about others? Yeah, just type fast. Okay. No, you don't need to download, just import that because you have downloaded in your Jupyter or you have downloaded. So again, you don't need to download Nimrod. Just use that because once it is downloaded, it will be okay. That's good, Nimrod. Okay, if everyone has done till here, then what you have to do now, I want to divide this into tokens. So for that, I have one library. So what you have to do from nltk.tokenize. So this is my library for tokens, which is in the nltk. And what you have to do, you have to import one method, one function with the name word tokenize. Okay, I'll write this command in the chat box. So you can just copy and paste that and don't make mistakes and run it. Now tell me if you are getting any error. Done. That's good. Shivam, okay, have you done? Okay, you are not getting error. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. Shraddha, you are not getting an error. No, means that. Okay, done. That's good, Shreya. Okay, no error. That's good. Okay, that's good. If you have done, then what you have to do now, I want my paragraph. This paragraph, I want to change it into, convert it into token. That was my first step of NLP, that you have to tokenize, right? So what you have to do, create one variable AI underscore tokens and use that function that is word underscore tokenize and just pass that string or variable in which your data is stored and just print that. Now again I'll copy and paste this command for you in your chat box so you can easily done with that and so that we can do more problems because there are plenty of data which we have to do today. So have, see on the screen output. Can you see the output over here? Everything is divided into a token now. Done. That's good, Bhavya. Okay, good, Ramesh. Okay, what about others? Just type yes or no. Have you done that? Okay, good, Harshvi. Okay, that's great. Okay, okay, that's good. Okay, now try that one also in which you are getting error. Okay, that's good. Okay, now if I want to see in my AI how many words are there, right? So what you have to do, if you find the total number of words in your tokens, if you want to find total number of tokens also, what you have to do, a length function is used, and in that I am passing my AI token. So as you can see over the output, I am having 127 tokens over here. So just run this command, see how many tokens you have. Okay, you are having 123. Okay, 127. Okay, that's good. Now, I want to see what the frequency. Do you understand by frequency? What is frequency over here? What I am meaning by frequency? Type yes or no. Yes, good, Shivam. Yes. Okay, that's good. But if you know, yes, that is how many times a word is occurred. Okay, that is the frequency. So if I want to find how many times a word is used, so what I have to do, I have to find the frequency. You can also do that with the help of this library, but you have to do from NLTK probability. So in NLTK, I have a library with probability and import frequency distribution. So for this is you have to import frequency distribution, and I have created one variable and I'm calling that function into this, and I have just used my for loop for finding the frequency distribution. Okay, so this is first import this library. Yeah, just first import this library. Now I'm using each word here. You can see I'm using a word in AI tokens. What we are finding the frequency, and I want the frequency should be like this. Okay, so I'm also using this function over here. So what it will done, it will type कितनी बारी कितना एक particular word है, it is coming. Okay, so here you can see the output, and is coming 5 times. Intelligence is 4, O 4, comma is coming 4 times, A is coming 4 times. So here like this, I am getting the output. So if I want to see only the top 10 value, only the top 10 values like from the decreasing to increasing order, that is your from the highest value to the lowest value. So for example, you can see that and is coming 5 times over here, intelligence is 4, off is 4. So I want these value over here, and of 10, total of 10 values. So I am getting 10 values over here from my you can say that from my token word, and is coming 5 times, intelligence of comma a the with. So here it is coming like this. Okay, यहाँ तक सबका हो गया. Okay, you are getting a different output. Tell me what is the output you are getting. Okay, I'm waiting, Caesar. No, don't worry. Okay, you are getting, that's why you are getting frequency distribution is equal to 36 sample and 42 outcomes. You haven't used, okay, I'll tell, because you haven't used this function for word in AI token. Just use this function. Yeah, just use this one. Now, word lower, I'll explain. Yes, Manroop, word lower means that the words are in the lower format. You can see over here, जो words आपको यहाँ पर show हो रहे हैं, वो कौन से format में है? Lower, वो caps में नहीं है ना? तो इसमें क्या है हमारे पास? We are not getting in caps output. मुझे क्या चाहिए? जो words हैं, वो lower की मतलब कैसे आपको present कर रहे हैं? That is, and small letters में भी है intelligence. That is already in the small letters. Okay. So that's why we have done that. And plus equal to is the shorthand operator. You have used your shorthand operator in, we can say in your Java, C, C++. Have you know what is shorthand operators? This well, this was your basic part which you have already done, but I'll explain again this. Yes. So what we are doing in this, we are using for loop, and as we have taken, so we have taken each word from here, and I'm using in the token value that you have to go into the token string. Then what you have to do, you have to find the frequency, and I'm storing the value in word dot lower, and I'm saying that the word is lower and which is equal to the word dot lower plus 1, that the each time that word is appeared it will match, and what will do, it will increase that value. Okay, so first when it will cover that first time it was 0, then वो आया एक बारी, then 1 हो गई, then जैसे जैसे वो ज्यादा आता जाएगा 2 3 plus 1 value होती जाएगी. So that's the function which I have used for the frequency. यहाँ तक समझ में आया? Which we are those you are having doubt कि why we are using this? Yes, Chavi also and Bhavya ये सब पूछ रहे थे. Yes, okay, good Vishakha. Yes, what about everyone? Have everyone understood that? Okay, okay, then good. Okay, Shreyash, your output is still same. You are getting total of output. You are not getting each element. You have not used word over here because there is something which you missed. So that's why you are getting an error. You are getting an output like this. So you have to see from the step 1, Shreyas, because you have missed one step. That's why you are getting the same output. Okay, have everyone done that? We have seen that over here. Okay, we'll not do the blank line for that. Okay, yes. Now come over here. Now let's go into slides. Yeah. Don't worry, Shreya. Just try once more every step. If you're getting the same, then I'll look that into. Okay. Uh, in tokenization, but just like we have a small paragraph and we have divided into a token that is each of one word. But if you have a whole range of paragraph, and what you have to do, you have to divide in tokens, then it will take your more of time, and to analyze that data also it will be more complex. So in tokenization we have three things. We have characteristics like bigrams, n-grams, trigrams. Now what does it mean? Bigram means that you can take a two consecutive word at a time. All right. Instead tokenization में हम क्या कर रहे थे? अगर word का कर रहे थे, we are taking only a one word when we are tokenizing it to, right? So if you are using bigram function, what you can do for your file, instead of doing it for one word, you can do it for two words, because sometimes one word is not sufficient for analyzing, so we can divide it into a two words. So that's why we have a bigram. And if even bigram is not affecting, is not helping you out, then what you can do, you can also use trigram. So trigram you are having in which you are having three consecutive written words, that's we call trigram. And n-grams, n number of words. So if you want 4 5, just pass that value how many words in a consecutive you want, you will get that, right? Now I'll explain why this is very important, because we are working on less data, but if you have a less data and you have to do the normalization, So for good analysis, we have to do tokenization into trigrams, bigrams, or n-grams. It can be anything, and it will affect your accuracy also. So that's how you can improve your algorithm accuracy or your NLTK accuracy. So now we'll see how we can implement bigram, n-gram, and trigram. Okay. Yeah. Now see over here, I have taken one string, the most and the beautiful thing. This is the string which I have taken, which I have written over here. And what I have to do same again, I am using tokenize word underscore tokenize method I am using for dividing into a one token, right? कि token में कैसे करना है. So यहाँ तक सबने कर लिया है. I'll write this for you, copy and paste for you. Now after this we will do bigram and the trigram. Yeah, this is the code. Just copy and paste that. What we have done in this code, I have taken one string, the best and the most beautiful lines, beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be held with the heart. Okay. So this is the string which I'm having. I have stored it in the string variable, and I have used another variable for dividing into a token. So it will be stored into a code. So I have taken that NLTK and I am calling the function word underscore tokenize, right? So I am passing the string. What it will do, you can see the output over here. The whole paragraph, the whole line is divided into a token, right? Yes, सबका हो गया यहाँ तक? Just type yes or no. Has everyone done that? Okay, great, Tushar. Okay, okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. Shall we continue then? See over here. Now I want bigram, that is, I want to divide it into a tokens of two words, consecutive two words. So what you have to do for bigram, I have taken one variable because I have to divide it into a list. So that's why I have divided into a list. So I have specified list over here. And NLTK dot bigrams. Bigrams is your function, and code is the in which you are having your one value over here. You can see that in code we are having a token value, yeah, of a one word. So I am passing that value over here. You can pass the string also. So I'm passing that value, and when I'm printing, you can see that the best, and most beautiful. So this is the output which you'll get from bigram, that you are taking two words at a time. Okay, so for triagrams, just write, instead of bigram, just write trigram. Just instead of bigram, just write trigrams. You will get the three consecutive word at a line. Okay, clear now? Okay, that's good. Okay, now tell me, okay, now tell me, what about n-grams? If I want to divide it into 4 or 5 consecutive words, what I have to do? In which value I have to pass numeric value? Yes, Shrey, that's good. You have to do that. Yeah, it's over here. Shrey, सही बताया आपने. What you have to do for 10 gram, and ठीक है, आपको n gram को call करना है, and just pass the value 4 or 5, whichever the value you want. Okay, whichever the n value, whichever the words, consecutive words, either 4 word in a line or 5 words. So this is your n gram, bigram, trigram. All right. So is it understood till here? Because we have to do the second step now. Is it clear till now? Type yes or no. Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. Okay. Hmm. Okay, then let me explain you. Now, next step is our stemming. Okay, NLTK has no attribute trigram. Sadhana, you are getting the error. Have you typed the command? Because उसमें NLTK dot, yeah, it's trigram. Wait, I'll copy and paste the code for you. Yes, it trigrams. Yes, Kalpana, I have sent the command. Just copy and paste it trigrams. Okay. Okay. Now let's just do another part. Now the second step of your that NLTK library is stemming. So first, what we have to do, we have the tokenize. Now, what we have to do, we have to normalize the words. So see it from its base form or root form. Now, now what is stemming means? What it will do? There are you can see there are many words which we can use: affection, affects, affections, affected. So these are the same similar kind of words. So what it will happen? Stemming, what will do? It is the operation which will crop your words from starting and from the ending and find the maximum length of words which are matching. All right. So that's the how stemming is do because we have to find the actual word from where it started. So from affection, affection, affects, affections, then affected, affect. So we can see that these all words are derived from the affect word. So that's how stemming will be done. Now, why we are doing this? Because there are so many words they have used, and we need a particular stem that is a root form from where it is deriving. So, if you want to do analysis, that's how analysis is done in NLP. If you have mails or if you want to speech recognition, because one can use any form of these, like one can use affects or one can use affections. So you have to use a root form that is affect so that our machine would not get confused that which word is using because there may be a grammar mistakes in that also. So that's why it will form the root word which is the word for these alternatives of that. So this process is called stemming, and there are another process which is called lemmatization. So both are basically of same kind, but lemmatization is more preferred and more good accurate than your stemization. Why is called? Because the same thing it will done it will group together different just one wait yeah, it will group together different inflected forms of a word, and that we have called it lemma. But it is somehow similar to your stemming, but the several words, what it will do, it will map several words into a one common root. When I run that, you will get to know that we are getting a different words for in stemma, and stemma is not providing us the good accuracy or good words, but the lemmatization is providing you the good words. So out of or output of lemmatization is a proper word that is a I'll show you the example you can get to know, because in lemmatization we also store a dictionary, and in dictionary we find that a proper word whether it's a word or not, and is this word is not possible in the case of stemmatization. what it will do, it will just hit and trial the stemmatization, and it will just crop the starting and the ending word. It will not see whether it's a word or a not word, but lemmatization, it will see whether it's a proper word or not. Okay, for example, you can see over here at a lemmatization should map gone, going, and went into a go. Because if you use lemmatization, that what it will do, it will convert it into and give you the main exact word, that is a go word, which is alternative for gone, going, and went. But if you do stemmatization, what it will do, it will give you not go word. So that's how your lemmatization and your stemmatization is different from each other, but used for the same purpose. And you should use lemmatization because it will give you more accuracy. Now let's just do the practical of both, so that you can understand this part also. Yeah, see over here. Now the stammer, we have having different stammer, and one among them is Porter stammer. So I am using Porter stammer over here. So what you have to do, from nltk.stem, what you have to do, you have to import Porter stammer over here. And I have called that function into PST. Just copy, and I'll send you the code so that you can just copy and paste, so that you don't waste your time for writing the code. Okay, Shivam is asking why we want to analyze somebody emails. If a mail is coming, whether your machine decide, not somebody, because if a mail is coming to Shivam, to you, how your machine will decide whether it will go into your spam folder or your inbox folder. So how it will analyze that? So for that, we will first study that with the data set of emails you are getting or anyone is getting, and what in the spam folder emails are carrying the word, special words like your offer, lottery, free. So these are kinds of words which we found in our spam folder. So that's how we'll differentiate that. Shivam, is it understood why we want to analyze emails? I'm not okay. Is it not a threat to privacy? I'm not saying someone. I am taking the data. The data which we are getting, it is available on Kaggle and some public libraries from which you can get the data. So it's not necessary you have to do from another person emails. So data is available, already available. So you don't. There is no threat to privacy into that if you are using Kaggle or from some other public library data. For example, I have done one project under Twitter analysis, the same library, that is NLTK, in that we are using for analyzing whether the tweet they are sending, it's a positive, negative, or a neutral. So in that, what you have to do, now I don't want I want to use the data from the Kaggle. What I have done, I have created one API for the Twitter, and I get the data from because Twitter tweets are open to everyone, so I'm just collecting the tweets over there. So there is no threat to privacy in that also. So you just need to careful with that. But there are many open libraries, so you're not harming anyone privacy. So is it understood, Shiva? Okay. Have you done this library which I have told you? This is a stemization because we have to the stemmer now. So we are getting the library. Okay, that's good. Stem importer. We are importing portal stem. Now what you have to do, just check the having word, because you are having the having word. I want to check its stem also. So let's check its stem. They are showing me the have. Okay. Now, for example, I'm having your give, giving, given, and the gave words over here. And the same I want to see. I want to see what's the root word for that. I'm just copying and pasting it for you. Yeah, just run that. Now you can see over the output stem In 26. Okay, Anushka, here PST is the where I have stored my function portal stemmer, and in stem because I want to see the stem, that is stemmer of a particular word. So in that stem is a function where you want to see the stem of a particular word. So stem here is a particular is a stemmer is a particular function. Now I want to see the stem of this particular word. That's why I have used stem over here. Okay, Anushka, is it clear now? Okay, that's good. Now just run this one also, give, given and all. Now you can see stammer क्या करता है आपका? It will find give. Okay, इसने give कर दिया. Giving में भी इसने क्या दिया? Give दिया. Again given, it will find it given. Gave में इसने क्या find किया? Gave find किया. And this is not a good stammer because इन सब का जो word है gave का, again ये कहाँ से आया? उसने फिर से gave दे दिया. Given, he said it given, but we know that they are not coming from gave or given. So right, so this is not, stemmerization is not working correctly. That's why we have said that. So there is another stemmer, that is Lancaster, which is better than the Foster, but you don't need to understand that. So this was your stemmer. So let me see the time. Yeah, it's 11:30 already. Should we continue in the next session?
Yes, ma'am. It will be fine if we can continue in the next session. And
Okay, ma'am.
so
Yes, ma'am.
I think participants are also clear. Everyone is writing yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. So participants, if you have any doubts you want to ask in this session right now, you can write in the chat box. Otherwise, ma'am will continue in the next session. And if you have no doubts, kindly write there are no doubts.
Yeah, yes, you have asked the Lancaster have given the output give. So that's why I have said that your stemmer is not giving you the right proper word. Now it just matched only the value. It just matched the starting and the last. That is give is common in everything in the three values. So that उसने क्या किया? It will give you only the give output. But I know GIV is not a proper word. It's nothing. So that's why Lancaster stammer is not working fine. So we don't use stammer much. We use lambdaization in that case. Okay. Now is it clear? Lancaster output. Okay, that's good. Okay, then we'll continue in next session. We'll cover this first. Email
your mics. Ma'am, it's okay. I think students also are writing that there are no doubts. So we can continue in the next session.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Shreyas, I'll give you stopwords in next session. I'll explain that to you in next session.
okay, ma'am. And participants' attendance will be uploaded. Attendance form will be uploaded in the next session. So I think we should end up this meeting here now. Is it okay with you, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, and we'll continue in next session.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so participants
Okay.
can leave this meeting. I'll end this meeting in another 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you everyone. We'll meet after 1 hour.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.